stigmas around a huge variety of topics, from married couples getting divorced, being an unmarried mother, taking medications for mental health issues, and even receiving financial aid in times of need. There's also a very strong stigma around having weight loss surgery. It's often seen as taking the easy way out, or that bariatric patients are lazy. There's also this mindset that weight loss surgery is a waste of time, energy, and resources because it's not a permanent solution. My name is Megan Cavins, and my husband and I both had surgery in December of 2020. I was 270 pounds at my highest weight, and now I kind of fluctuate between 130 and 140 pounds. I lost the majority of my weight in the first 8 to 10 months after surgery, and I've just been maintaining my weight loss ever since. I've shared a few other videos about my weight loss journey, and so many people have reached out sharing their success stories and their fears about getting surgery. And a lot of the times, the fears that people are having about having weight loss surgery are all revolving around the stigmas, and that's not fair. So today I'm going to share with you 5 opposing viewpoints to those bariatric surgery naysayers. I'm not a doctor, but I am speaking from firsthand experience throughout this entire video. Number 1, you will regain all of your weight after having bariatric surgery. This is one of the most popular reasons why people say that bariatric surgery is bad, and it just doesn't make any sense to me. Yes, it absolutely can and has happened for people, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen to you. Most bariatric surgeons and insurance companies require you to go through training before having surgery. I had to see a dietitian for 6 months before I even got the approval to have the surgery. And every single one of those dietitian appointments were focused on making sure that I had the right education and knowledge about the pre-surgery diet, the diet right after having surgery, and how to maintain all of that weight loss once I reached my goal. Education is everything when it comes to maintaining weight and weight loss. And this is true for any kind of addiction treatment. Alcoholics and drug abusers can go through treatment, and as long as they stick to the plan, they will never touch another drop of alcohol or a drug again. But of course, if they start doing drugs or drinking alcohol again, then that addiction can come right back. And this is the exact same thing for having weight loss surgery. If you go back to eating food in the unhealthy ways with unhealthy portions like you were before, yes, the weight will come back. I don't think that anyone in their right mind would ever look an alcoholic or a drug abuser in the face and say, don't go to treatment because it's just gonna come right back. That's terrible advice. It's absolutely okay to be concerned about the health of someone that you love, but it's not okay to control their choices that they are making just because their choices don't align with your viewpoints. That choice is between them and their doctor and nobody else. Number 2, it isn't medically necessary because it's for cosmetic reasons. Obesity is a major cause for so many illnesses and diseases. Before surgery, I had so many medical issues that are now completely non-existent. I was on high blood pressure medication for years before surgery, and after just a few weeks of having surgery, I didn't have to take my high blood pressure medication anymore. My husband was pre-diabetic for the longest time, and about a month or so before having surgery, that pre-diabetes actually bumped all the way up to full-blown type 2 diabetes. And within the first couple of weeks of having surgery, he no longer had diabetes at all. There are so many obesity-related illnesses and diseases, and they can all be improved or even cured by losing weight. And aside from all of the clinical reasons, there's so many things in your life that can significantly improve by losing weight, especially if you have more than 100 pounds to lose. Going to a restaurant was so embarrassing because we couldn't fit in a booth. We had to ask for a table with chairs. We couldn't go to any amusement parks because we couldn't fit on the rides. And not only that, we couldn't even walk across the park without having to take multiple breaks because we were so exhausted. We also had to pay higher prices for clothes that would fit us because a lot of stores charge extra for clothes that are above an XL. And then on top of all of that, other people just generally treated us terribly because they didn't like the way that we looked. And that's really unfair. And notice all of these examples were never because I didn't like the way that I looked. Trust me, I'm definitely not saying that I loved the way that I looked or felt before. The cosmetic reasons behind all of it were just an added bonus. But there are so many other things that you could apply that same mindset to. Babies that are born with cleft lips or cleft palates could develop serious dental issues and speech impediments. They're not getting that surgery to fit in and have a mouth that looks like everybody else. They're getting it for medical reasons. The cosmetic part really does not have a major factor on this. And people with skin problems like eczema, rashes in general, acne, and even burns go to a dermatologist because that is a medical problem. Again, I'm sure that they're going to feel a lot better about themselves because that will improve the way that they look. And there are still cosmetic reasons low down on the list, but ultimately these are medical issues that are being addressed because those medical problems are extremely uncomfortable and they have major effects on their day-to-day life. And it should not matter how they got to that situation. Nobody in their right mind would tell someone who just got in a terrible car accident that they shouldn't go get their stomach laceration treated because they were driving like a jerk. So why would somebody who has a ton of obesity-related illnesses be told that they shouldn't get surgery because they got themselves into that situation? That doesn't make sense. And yes, there are other ways to lose weight besides having surgery, which leads me to my next point. Just work out and diet like I did. This is one of the most annoying ones to me because it implies that everybody has the same access to the same resources as everybody else. And that's just not true. In the majority of cases, weight loss surgery is not the first thought that someone has when it comes to losing weight. Most people have already tried diets. They've already tried working out. In fact, I don't know a single person who has had weight loss surgery that hasn't tried a ton of diets and working out. And besides that, most insurance companies make you document what diets you have tried prior to approving you for weight loss surgery. My husband and I have tried just about every fad diet. And what ends up happening is you take somebody who is morbidly obese and you put them on a highly restrictive diet, and they'll be doing great on this diet until there's a birthday party and they try a single cookie, and that cookie is not allowed on their extremely restrictive diet plan. And then the whole diet is over. And it's because these fad diets aren't healthy or sustainable in the long run. When you have weight loss surgery, a significant portion of your stomach is removed, and on some surgeries, even parts of your intestines are removed. So this physically stops you from being able to eat too much. And it forces you to make the right food choices, which you would have already been educated on by those dietitian appointments and by doing your research before having surgery. And then that all turns into a habit of making sure that you're doing the right portion sizes. And a habit is much harder to break than a fad diet. And as far as working out goes, unless you've ever been super morbidly obese, you have no idea how hard it is to actually end up working out or even to just simply exist. Getting up from the couch takes a whole lot more effort. Have you ever watched like a 9-month pregnant woman trying to stand up? It's freaking exhausting. And the same thing is true for people who have 100+ pounds of weight on them. Even walking just from your bed to the bathroom can leave you winded and feeling like you just ran a mile. Working out when you're obese is a much different playing field than working out when your BMI is at a normal level. When you have 10 pounds to lose, that can be attained in a month or two by dedication and hard work. When you have 10 times that amount, it's going to take 10 times the amount to lose the weight. And for some people, carrying all that excess weight for 10 to 20 months longer can be fatal. So no, exercise is not always the answer. It absolutely is a good thing to do, but just looking at someone and being like, just work out and diet, I did it, it's easy. It is not easy when you're that size. It's just not. So if you were able to lose weight by diet and exercise, that is awesome. Good for you. And I'm genuinely happy that you were able to reach those goals the way that you did. But just because that worked for one person does not mean that it's going to work for everyone. And that's just the same way that some people are able to manage anxiety and depression just with therapy alone, while other people need medication. Both of those things are completely okay. And just because one method works for one person does not mean that that method is going to work for another person. The surgery is extremely dangerous. Yes, bariatric surgery can definitely be dangerous. People have died from having surgery, and they've also died from post-operative complications. But that can literally happen with any surgery. It doesn't matter if it's open heart surgery or you're being put under to remove a little bump from your finger. Complications and death can happen with literally any surgery. Surgery in general is dangerous. And that's why surgeons and anesthesiologists have to go through so much training, because all surgeries are dangerous. According to a study by the ASMBS Bariatric Center of Excellence, the chance of death within the first 30 days following bariatric surgery is less than 1 in 1,000 patients. The chances of dying from your obesity-related illnesses are much higher than that. And having weight loss surgery can significantly decrease your chances of dying from those illnesses. And yes, there are complications that can happen down the road, like dehydration and malnutrition. But as I mentioned earlier, before you have surgery, you should be completely well-versed and educated on all of these things that can happen and everything that you need to do in order to prevent them, like making the right food choices, making sure you're taking your vitamins, and drinking enough water. Saying that having the surgery is dangerous is a valid point, but that should not be the only factor that you're taking into consideration when deciding what treatment is best for you. You're lazy and taking the easy way out. Ugh. Anytime that I hear this one, I just automatically know that that person is uneducated on what goes into weight loss surgery, and they're very closed-minded people. Speaking from personal experience, having weight loss surgery is not easy. Have you ever had to have blood work or dental work done and they tell you you can't eat for 12 to 24 hours before you're getting whatever it is done? Did you think getting through all of that time without consuming anything was difficult? That is easy compared to bariatric surgery. I don't want to mislead anybody. This is a very difficult process to go through, but it was the best decision I have ever made for myself. That being said, prior to having surgery, you have to go through something called the liver shrinking diet. Now, the time frame of this liver shrinking diet does vary between each surgeon and their patient, but in general, the average time frame is around 1 to 2 weeks of being on this diet. And when you're on that diet, you can only have clear liquids, no solid food, no cream in your coffee, as few calories as humanly possible. If you can't see through it, you can't have it. Then after having surgery, that continues. You have to work in phases to reintroduce your body back to foods again. I didn't have solid food until 4 weeks after having surgery. So that was 5 full weeks without solid food. And anyone who says that that is easy has clearly never had to go through it. But I'd do it again if I had to. Not only dealing with all of that, but there's also tons of lifestyle changes that you have to make. You have to take vitamins every single day for the rest of your life. You should absolutely be seeing your doctor more frequently to make sure that your body is absorbing the right nutrients. And drinking water is substantially more difficult now than before having surgery because you can only fit so much in your stomach at a time. And then on top of everything else that you're doing for your health, you get these jerks who think that they know everything and they're just knocking you down in the process. And dealing with them is not easy either. Weight loss surgery is not taking the easy way out. It's a huge decision to make, and it is a life-changing process to go through. It is not a magic wand. You still have to work your booty off to get healthy again. So hopefully this opens some eyes about the stigmas around having weight loss surgery. And hopefully it helps people who are on the fence because of these stigmas. I'm a huge advocate for making sure that you are making the right decision for your health. Having weight loss surgery is not the only way to lose weight. There are absolutely other methods. But as I mentioned earlier, just because one method works for one person does not mean it's gonna work for another person. Don't let the stigmas make the decision for you. That is a decision that you need to make and a discussion between you and your doctor. But if you want some additional information on different types of bariatric surgery, like the gastric bypass or gastric sleeve, which is what I had, I do have a video on that, which you can click on right here. And thank you so much for watching. Bye everyone.
I like to be educated, but I'm so frustrated.